So hi everyone, in this video we would be discussing about UPSC CMS interview. So I would like to congratulate to all students who got qualified this time and the students who are appearing for the first time in the next year or who didn't get qualified. I would request them to watch this video because it is going to clear your doubts. So this time 78,000 students appeared for the exam and out of those UPSC selected 2600 students to appear for interview. Now these 2600 students are going to compete for 705 seats. Out of 705 we have CGHS 226, in railways we have 450, in MDMC we have 9 and MCD we have 20 seats. Now these seats are basically the cadres. This is the type principal criteria. Previously it is used to be the students who is senior in age would be ranked higher, but this time they have used the written result as a tie breaking criteria. Whosoever students is going to score better in the written exam is going to rank higher if both are getting the same marks. After the written exam, they are using age as the criteria. The student lower in age would be ranked better. So these are the type principle this time. Now, let's start with the queries. The first students asked me that, ma'am, can we check our scores before interview? So let me clear you all that you cannot check your scores before the final result is out. This is how you would be disclosed the cutoff marks. Here is the minimum qualifying standard. These are your written examination. So the general candidate scored 309 out of 500 would get selected for the interview round, and scoring 403 including interview result would be getting the selection in UPSC CMS. So 309 and 403, it is approx 100 marks difference. So and the personality test itself is of 100 marks. So anyhow you have to score 70 to 80 marks to be in a safer zone, because 40 to 50 everybody will get. You have to be in the range of 60 to 70 so that your selection chances increasing better. But this was the cutoff marks for these are the cutoff marks for CGHS cadre. For other cadres, railway, MCD and NDMC, it is quite less. Students scoring 386 also got those in this cadres. So if you are passionate about CGHS cadre, then you have to score higher. So please take personality test serious this time, because the competition is very high. When will we get a final result, or where would we able to check our personal scores? So you can see this is the UPSC site where they have an order of disclosing things. First they release the question paper, then written result, then interview schedule, and this is after the interviews are over. This is the final result, and you can check the marks of the candidates who got selected. Currently we are at the stage of written results, so once the everything gets over, you are going to check your individual marks. UPSC websites also says that mark sheet of the candidates will be uploaded on the commission site after the publication of final result, and that will remain available only for a period of 30 days. So once the result is out, you can check. You have to check your personal score within 30 days. After that you can't check that. So this is the form which you have to fill to check your score. You have to enter your roll number here, then your date of birth and your captcha code, and you will get your score. Next question we have is, ma'am, what can be the interview expected date? So if we compare with the 2024 data, so 2025 you can expect your interview to get started from 30th October and it will be getting over around 15th December. It approx takes 1 to 1.5 months. Biggest question is, ma'am, how to fill or edit the DEF form? So we have the 15 days from the date of declaration of result of written part to edit the changes in DEF. In DEF, what we have to do is, DEF is nothing. DEF is already filled by you all. Previously what happened is, you have, after the written, you have to fill the DEF form, but this time your application form which you have applied is itself a DEF. So you don't have to fill any new form. You just have to add it the details which you have already uploaded. Like if someone was in final year at the time of filling the form, but now he has passed the final year, so he needs to update that information. Or if someone was doing post graduation and now he has finished that, so he can update that information. If someone wants to change the address, someone wants to change the internship completion date or anything, so this is the time you have to change the details, because this is the last time you can update. After that you cannot change any details. So in this you have to update your educational qualification status. You have to produce or upload your proof of passing of final MBBS because if you are unable to upload a final MBBS, mark sheet, then you would definitely be cancelled from your personality test. So make sure to upload that. So the question arises, ma'am, how we can edit the form, because we have tried to log in a website and we are unable to edit. So what you have to do is you have to log in on upsconline.gov.in. Once you log in that, you will have a screen like that. You don't have to click on def. You have to click on OTR for examination of UPSC and online application. When you click on that, this screen is going to appear. You have to log in through mobile number. Once you log in through a mobile number, you will get it on your phone. You have to enter that. You have to enter the captcha code. Then you will get. When you log in, this type of screen would be displayed. You have to click here, view or edit OTR dashboard. Click here. Then this screen will appear. Now you will say, ma'am, the edit option is not showing here. Everything is green tick. You have to click on any information you want to edit. Edit option will not be displayed here. Once you click on these things, then screen would appear like this. Like I have clicked on the personal information. Now I am getting the edit option here. So you will get edit option like this, and you can change any detail you want. Currently I was not getting the chance to update about the cadre. Maybe it opens in your site, because for the cadre change also they have provided these 15 days window. So you can try that on Monday or Tuesday. Does that window open for cadre or not? Other than that, all details can be changed currently. So use this method. And if any document you want to upload, or you want to change your employment information or your achievement status, this is the right time to do it. So one thing other than this is very important is you can still change your category. Many students have filed OBC, EWS as the category, but now they are finding out that it doesn't fit in that under that, because there was a timeline of producing that certificate. Someone is not having the format in central, or the date of issuing certificate doesn't match what the UPSC asks for. So it's better to choose general category in that, because if you're unable to produce a certificate at the time of interview or at the time of document verification, then your selection would be cancelled. So it's better, if you know your document doesn't match, go for the general category, because this is the last time you can change. So what are the criteria for EWS certificate? Your income certificate or your EWS certificate should be issued between 1st April to 11th March, like 1st April 2024 to 11th March 2025. And the same applies for the OBC non-creamy layer certificate. If your certificate is of central format and issued between these two dates, then you use your certificate caste criteria. But if your certificate is issued after that or before that, then please use the general category. Okay, the next question is, ma'am, how to get extension for NEET PG? As you all can see on the screen, we have two brochures. One, whenever you get your selection, you will get an offer letter. Along with offer letter, there would be a separate notice attached that if you want extension for the PG, then you have to fill out that form and they will wait for you for the 3 years. No different or separate process you have to do. They have clearly mentioned that they will allow you for 3 years. But the condition for the CGHS is, if you ask them for your PG extension, then along with this form you have to make an affidavit where you would be mentioning that you will be serving for CGHS for at least 3 years when you join that post again. Like if you are taking extension from them, then they are expecting that at least for 3 years you have to work with them. You cannot leave in between. This is the criteria for CGHS, not for railways. Railways, you have to fill up the form again saying that you will join the service after 3 years. That's it. So second criteria is, like if your colleague joined just after MBBS, so he would have been served for 3 years, then he would be promoted like according to the promotions done. But when you will go after completing post graduation of 3 years, then you would be starting from zero. If you expect that your seniority to be maintained and 3 years to get counted in your service, then that is not going to happen. You would be starting from zero if you are taking extension from them. But if you are not taking any extension and you are simply joining the job, then your promotion would be happen accordingly, no matter you are joining after an MBBS or postgraduate. So the next question is, ma'am, what about a bond? every undergraduate or postgraduate have the bond, like every state have the bond this time. Like what about the bond consideration? Then UPSC allows you for 3 years for post graduation, but it doesn't allow you for bond. They expect either you fill the bond, like pay the bond money, like they are not provide you any extra year to finish your bond, no matter the bond is of 1 year or not. And the second thing is, ma'am, if we are not doing MD, we are doing DNB, or we are doing diploma of 2 years, would that also be considered by UPSC? Yes. If you are doing any course like for post graduation of 2 year, for 1 year or 3 year, they would definitely consider that. UPSC doesn't stop you from for taking further education, but UPSC would not consider if you want to do SRship or you want to do your bond, so that would not be counted. Some people say, ma'am, like if we are in Delhi and suppose we are doing SRship in Delhi, so will the UPSC consider that thing? UPSC is not going to consider anything other than your extensions taking for further education. So my suggestion would be, like, if the counseling is going on, you should either take the state where you can pay the bond money, or you should either go for the DNB if you are a first generation doctor and really wanting this job, because in that case, if you're taking DNB, you would not be having any bond and you can easily join the job back. Next is, ma'am, now okay, after this information, let's talk about your interview day. So this is going to be the scenario. As we all know that in UPSC Bhavan we used to have an interview, and in the UPSC Bhavan at the gate we have a checkout where they would check about your Aadhaar card and e-summon letter, and this is the usually dress code which the students follow for the interview. So any female or male candidate can check out this and prepare the dress accordingly. Then the second thing, when you enter the hall, the first step which goes there is about the document verification. There the team would take the documents from you and verify there. So you have to carry Aadhaar card, 10th mark sheet, e-summon letter, 12th mark sheet, MBBS mark sheets, MBBS degree, internship completion certificate, your caste certificate, MBBS registration, DEF form, and 6 passport size photograph of 5 into 7 centimeter with you, because if any of the document you are unable to show at that time, then they will issue you a letter that these documents were missing from your side, and after the final result is out, they will provide you a period of 6 months where you can verify those missing documents to UPSC, so that your list from provisional to become like final. Otherwise, if you are unable to show any of the document mentioned above, your name would be written in the name of provisional. Like, you would not be directly getting a joining letter until unless you verify them all your documents. So this is the image, this is the actual scenario which is going to be there on our interview day. There is a panel. In the center you will be having an IS sitting. Here you would be having a medicine faculty. Here will be OBG faculty, surgery faculty, and here this can be ortho, ENT, optha, pediatrics. But surgery, medicine, OBG are almost everywhere, and you would be sitting here, and there would be an interview of a period of 25 to 30 minutes where they would be asking about the information which you filled in DEF, and all the information, like all the clinical cases and the conditions by the other faculty members. So I would not take your much time. I would instead suggest you to go on to my playlist channel and watch this UPSC CMS interview playlist. I have uploaded maximum things regarding the interview in that. Please, if you are selected this time to go through this playlist, it is definitely going to help you a lot to understand what interview is in reality. Other than, once your interview is over, then you would be facing a medical examination. Now medical examination usually happens on the next day of interview, but if your interview is scheduled on Friday, then for the UPSC people, Saturday and Sunday is off, so your interview would be scheduled on Monday. But if we have a gazetted holiday on Monday, then your interview would be scheduled on Tuesday. So this is the way the interviews are scheduled, so you have to stay there in Delhi. So please check out on which day you are getting your interview and make your reservations done according to that. Interviews usually have your examination usually happens either in Safdarganj or in Lady Harding College. So these are the two places chosen by UPSC. The most important thing here is, like, if you are planning to join UPSC, then please go for the medical examination on the day which they have provided. Earlier in my videos, you can check out, I always used to say that you can give your medical examination later, but the condition at that time was you were having your NEET PG very close and you can't waste your days. But this time I would definitely recommend you to please appear for the medical examination on the days which is allocated to you. Do not postpone it for further. And if you are having your eye power more than plus or minus 4 diopter, then please appear for the medical examination, because railway cadre doesn't take the candidate with a eye power of more than 4 diopter. They will refer you to an ophthalmic board and you would be shifted to different cadres. And if you're having squint, if you're having amblyopia, then also railway cadre doesn't will take you. You have to move to the different cadres. It's not the defining criteria that you would be disqualified from the UPSC, but you are not fit for the railway cadre. So I have seen the students who missed the medical examination at that time, and they got the selection done in railways, and after that they appeared for the medical examination and their selection was cancelled. At that stage they were not even transferred to the different cadres. So please, if you are having any such eye condition, appear on the same day. They would definitely shift you to the other cadres. You would be having your urine examination or CBC examination, ENT, ophtha, medical surgery, obsgyne examination. If any, you have undergone LASIK surgery or any surgery of eye, no issue, you would not be disqualified. Even these surgeries are considered in railway also. So many students have this query, ma'am. Are we, and the other thing is, ma'am, does the height or weight matter in this exam? No, this is not an exam to disqualify you on the basis of your size or your height. So this is not the defining criteria. The only eye criteria which matters the most, which I have discussed. Next we have some other queries like, ma'am, can we leave the job in middle? It happens like you are doing your job and along with that preparing for your post graduation, and somewhere you get your desired college or your desired branch and you want to quit UPSC in between, then yes, you can quit, because they never keep your documents with them. Like in bond, what we have is a college usually submit those documents, but in UPSC they'll just verify on that document verification day and they'll return you those documents on the same day. So documents are not submitted with them and you neither have filled any bond, so you can leave or quit the job at any moment you feel like. Next is, ma'am, what should be the mode of interview language? If you are thorough with English, go with English. If you are thorough with Hindi, go with that. If you want to use English as a language, you can also use that. Like, it doesn't matter if you give your interview in Hindi and you would get lesser marks. There is no such defining criteria. Next question is, ma'am, if we belong to any particular state like South and all, can it be disadvantage? State from whichever you belong to, that doesn't become a defining criteria or your marks criteria to be gained or deducted. So no disadvantage such like that. Then very interesting query every I get is like, ma'am, was written result was in order of marks? Like you got the roll number. So many students get confused. Like, is those results according to the marks they acquire? Like those roll number is on the higher side got the higher marks and those on the lower side got the lower marks? No, it's just random. It has no correlation with your written examination marks. Ma'am, what will be the transfer policy? Like, is that true that every 3 years we will get transferred to whatever place the government send us? No, it's not like that. Transfer usually doesn't happen here. Ma'am, you want hometown posting. What to do for that? Depends on which cadre you got your selection done and depends on the vacancy in your hometown available. This is the criteria to be chosen for posting. You cannot get the earlier chance to fill that you want to work here only. It all depends on the vacancy available there. Next, ma'am, we don't have to fill the DEF form, but so I have heard something about the attestation form. Now, attestation form completely depends on your interview schedule is out, and if they mention up there that you have to fill the attestation form, then we'll talk about that there. Currently, you don't have to fill any such form. And the last question is, ma'am, what should be the source of interview preparation? Like what to prepare, how to prepare. So I have shared the playlist with you. I have covered most of the questions there and how the pattern and what type of questions are asked. Other than that, I would be coming up with an interview course in my Meduraa app, which I would be sharing with you details very soon within 2-3 days. So till then, I would say you should focus on that playlist which I shared and on the dress which you are going to wear on that day. So arrange those dress in 2 to 3 days and we'll meet after that. So all the best, keep studying.